Hey guys, it's still cold outside, got a little bit of snow yet on the ground, so no construction projects. But we got the skid loader in here today. We're gonna go ahead, get it cleaned up, and do some maintenance. Okay guys, I got a track loader in here. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna raise the cab up. I've got to do an oil change, change all the filters, the oil in the final drives, get it all ready to go for springtime when we won't have time to bring it in here and work on it. As soon as the weather breaks, I hope to start spreading rock out there and getting ready to start building our new garage. So now that it's cold, we're going to take a little advantage of this cold weather and get this thing serviced up and ready to go. A little bit about the machine. It's a 2018 Case TR310. It's a track loader. I've got a few attachments. I've got a smooth bucket that came with it. I've got a set of forks. I've got a 80-inch brush mower that I actually built. I'll have to get some footage of that. And then I have a power rake, or a Harley rake. I also built that as well. They're out at our other place. I don't have them here with me. Maybe next time I'm out that way, I'll try to shoot a little video of those, and you can check those things out. So far, I've had it about 2 years. It's been a pretty good machine. I had a Bobcat T300 before that. It was getting up in age and had probably 3,600 hours on it. I bought it for when we were going to start working out at our new place, and I probably should have just saved my money and went with the newer machine. It seemed like I was working on it more than I was using it. I didn't lose money on it, but I didn't make no money on it selling it. It was getting to the point where I was going to have to put a set of final drives on it, and I would have lost money because those are about $2,500 a piece. I'd have to do both sides. The machine, for me, was not worth sticking that kind of money in. I had put new tracks on it and a few other things. I ended up deciding to sell that, and probably 6 months after that, I bought this Case. Take a look on the inside. Pretty nice machine. It's nice cloth, heated seats. It's got different control options. I can do the classic H pattern, which was pretty much all the older Cases ran the H pattern. Not too many guys run that anymore. And then it's got the ISO pattern, where you drive with this one, and your bucket and arm controls are in this one. Like I said, it's been a pretty good machine. It's not the biggest machine they make. It's more on the smaller end. It's a 75 horse machine, but for what I'm using it for, it's been just great. We bought a few machines. Well, as you've seen our other videos, we put in about 950 feet of driveway. I bought the machine for doing that. We had to build a bridge, so we used it quite a bit there. And then just building the garage and house, I've got a lot of skid steer work that hiring it out would have been a lot of money. So I'm an equipment operator by trade. I figured, why hire someone when I know how to run the machine and I can do it myself? Even if you don't know how to run it, I'd still advise getting one. It ain't got to be as new as this, but getting one, it'll save you quite a bit of money. You figure you're hiring someone for $100 an hour, at least in this area. It'd be pretty quick where you can get your money back, and you can always sell these machines. They're in high demand, especially right now, the used equipment market. We've got this we bought. I've got a Kubota mini excavator. You've probably seen in some of my other videos. It's an open cab Kubota U35. It's an older machine. I ended up painting that one about 6 months after I got it, just to make it look a little nicer. It's probably got 3,500 hours on it. And then we bought a dump truck, a little single axle dump truck for hauling all our rock, and we use it for hauling dirt out there, building a garage pad. And then I've got a small boom truck that I picked up fairly cheap, and I've used it a few things out there lifting by myself. Easier just to hold boards up with that. And once we go start building the garage, I'll be using that quite a bit, building the walls and standing everything up. The dump truck, the boom truck, possibly the mini excavator. Once we're done building the house and the garage, I'll probably put all that up for sale. The skid loader here, I'll probably be keeping this. I really like this machine. I've always wanted one. And living out there on some acreage, it'll come in pretty handy just maintaining the driveway. And I use it for mowing since I got that big brush mower for it. Other than that, I got to, today we're going to raise the cab up. And I try to in the winter is the belly pan gets full of dirt and debris. I like to go in there and hose all that out and get it as clean as possible. That way you ain't carrying a bunch of extra weight with you. And if you got a hydraulic leak or something, you can see what's going on and not have to work around a bunch of dirt. And then you don't have a bunch of dirt and debris rubbing against your hydraulic hoses inside. So I like to keep everything in the belly pan clean. And we've also got to do the oil change, filters. Let's see, raise this up. A little shock on the doors going out. We got a hydraulic filter. I've got a fuel filter, and there's a fuel filter up there. And the oil filter is down below. So I've got to get the part numbers. I don't have the new filters here yet. I've got to run to the dealer and get those later. But for now, I'm going to work on cleaning out the belly pan and getting this thing cleaned up a little bit. I did power wash it before I brought it in here. A couple days ago, we had a nice warm day. I took it out and power washed everything off. I wiped off the cab earlier this morning. So now I'm going to lift the cab up and we'll get started on cleaning some of that crap out of the belly pan. Okay, we got the arms raised up. That's one thing I really don't care for about this machine is to flip the cab up. You got to have the arms up in the air. I haven't had a problem with it yet, but I could see if the machine's dead or you've got an issue, being able to lift the arms up might not be possible. And to service most of this machine, you got to have the cab up. So I really don't care for that, but it is what it is, I guess. So we've got the arms up, and I've got the lock in place, and we should be ready. I've got the cab unbolted already. We should be ready to flip this thing up. Set you guys down. You can see all the dirt and debris that gets down in there. And there's some pretty big chunks. I don't know how all this big stuff gets in there. I mean, there's a few openings on the bottom. I guess it works all in there. But it does get pretty dirty in there. One thing, I make sure to do this once a year, especially because I use it for brush mowing. We mow that 5.5 acres with it, and that grass gets really dry, and you get all that dry grass stuck in there. That's a pretty big fire hazard. Every time I'm done mowing, I usually bring it here and I'll power wash the best I can. The radiators, and then right here where this fan is, it draws quite a bit of dried grass down in there. You see a lot of burnout machines for sale online, so I try to do my best cleaning this one out because I don't want to see this one burn up and for sale online for parts. It takes a little bit of time, but that grass on that hot engine and all the heat from the hydraulics, I could see that easily starting a fire. So it's pretty important to keep these things cleaned out. So we're going to take a little time today and get it done. Okay, here's a shot from underneath the machine. Got these cover plates on the belly pan I'm releasing. You can see all the dirt that's up in that one. I'm trying to get these loose. Let's see if we can get that out of here. I should have put the machine up on blocks. I didn't think that far ahead. Okay, now we got one more up in the front here. And the next time I'll definitely put it up on blocks. Right, we got it. Okay. Well, we got all the cover plates off. I'll take a better look. Get all these bolts. Okay, now we got a big opening for all our water to go through. I think right here, you can see that or not, where that hose clamp is, that hose is wet. I think that's my leak I saw the other day. We'll try to get those cleaned off. It looks like it's just a hose clamp. I guess that's a return line. So hopefully we can just tighten that hose clamp and get by. There's some big chunks of dirt down here. Like how stuff this big gets in there, but it sure does somehow. Bunch of that. Pretty exciting, sitting here watching YouTube, watching someone dig dirt out of a belly pan. Hey, I appreciate you watching. We won't bore you too much with this stuff. We'll skip through a lot of this and get on to servicing. Okay, I started using the garden hose first. There's a lot of electronics and stuff up top. I didn't really want to power wash. It's actually just the garden hose is working pretty good, so I'm gonna see how much this will get, and then when we get further down in the bottom of that belly pan where it's a little thicker, I might have to get the power washer out. But so far up top here, just the garden hose is working pretty good. It doesn't take much just to hose it out. If you stay up on it, maybe every 6 months or once a year, depending on how much you use the machine, go in there and hose this out. It will definitely make it a lot easier when you got to work on it, or if you got to have a mechanic work on it. I'm sure he'd appreciate it, not having all that crap down in there. Okay, we're back. I got everything in the belly pan hosed out. Looking good. Got it the best I could. There's a little bit of stuff down in there, but excuse me. We're just gonna have to leave it. There's a lot of sticks and stuff. I think the previous owner of this thing, he did forestry work or what. It's not big enough to run a mulcher, but there's a lot of sticks and all kinds of crap down in there that I couldn't get. But we got it the best we could. I just went ahead and sprayed everything with a degreaser. And then on the back side here, that's the hydraulic cooler. I went and sprayed both the radiator and the hydraulic cooler with degreaser and made sure to hose through there. I had an issue with it last summer where the hydraulic temperature would creep up on me if I was running it pretty hard. And I think there's just a little bit of grease. There's like a breather for this hydraulic tank, and it would kind of mist oil over that, and then all the dust going through it would clog that up. And once I hosed it out, it ran a lot better, a lot cooler. So I make a point now to hose that cooler and radiator out quite a bit. So went ahead and degreased that and hose that out, and everything looks pretty good. I think we're gonna let it sit here tonight and dry off the best it can, and we'll come back tomorrow, pick up the filters, and get this thing serviced. That's what all came out of it. Quite a bit of stuff in there actually, so I guess now I gotta go ahead and get this mess cleaned up. I got the filters here. I'm waiting on oil. I guess there's a shortage on Rotella and diesel engine oil. I couldn't find any locally. I live in a pretty big area, And no one had Rotella, no one had Mobil 1 diesel engine oil. The skid loader takes a 0W40. I guess that was a little weird. I could find the regular 15W40, but no one had the 0W40. So I went ahead and I had to order it off the internet. So that should be here tomorrow, but we got all the filters, so I'll bring you back tomorrow when we start servicing the skid loader. Okay, it's the next day. I got the filters and the gear oil for the final drives. I'm still waiting on the engine oil. It should be coming UPS sometime today. I haven't seen it yet. Hopefully it gets here. If not, we got enough to get going for now. I got went to the Case dealer. I got $230 worth of filters and 2 bottles of gear oil. About fell over when I saw that, but not much you can do, I guess. Okay, I got the motor rotated. This is be the drain plug, and that's the oil fill level. We'll actually, when we go to fill it, we'll spin it up so we can dump in the top, and then this plug will be right here, and we fill it at halfway full. I got a bucket. Let's go ahead and see what this oil looks like. Well, even after running it, it's still pretty thick. It's going to trickle out. I guess I'm going to have to just let them drip out for a while. Gear oil doesn't smell very good in here. It doesn't look too bad. It's only got probably I think 250 hours on it, so I try to change them. Though this is the first service I've done, but I try to change it every 250 hours. I bought the machine, it had I think 820 something hours on it when I got it. It was about a year old, so when I bought it from a Case dealer, and they had it everything serviced when they sold it. So this is the first time I've had to do it. So we're gonna let this drip out, and then I'm gonna see if I can find another bucket, and we'll go to the other side. Okay, now we're gonna start the other side. Those are air bubbles coming out of it. It's not metal. That's always a good sign. That's what my T300 that I got rid of. It was starting to get metal in there. And I also had metal in the hydraulic system. Mechanic that looked at it thought the drive motor was coming apart. So this one, I think this machine's got just a hair over 1,000 hours now. I sure hope the drive motors ain't going out anytime soon. So they said the big thing was keeping this oil changed. And then the oil we're putting back in it is going to be this Case 80W90 gear oil. But we'll probably let them drip out for a while. Try to get as much of that old oil out as we can. And while we're doing that, I got some other filters. We got 2 fuel filters and the hydraulic filter we have to change. So we'll go ahead and get ready and we'll change those out while we're waiting for that oil to drain. Okay, the first filter we're going to do is the hydraulic filter right here on the side. Actually give you a little indent to put a 1/2 inch ratchet on there. Whole garage smells like gear oil from the final drives. And then yesterday, one of my other videos, you'll see I took apart a S10 rear axle for the 55 Chevy truck we're rebuilding. I took that whole axle apart so we can get it cleaned and sent out to the blaster. So I got gear oil from that, and then these final drives. It really stinks in here. It is getting pretty nice out. I think I might have to open a garage. Let this air out a little bit. Oh, that's nice. Oil went everywhere but that drip tray. I guess I shouldn't have put the rag in there. Yikes. Okay, that made a heck of a mess. But we got the filter off. Get my hands cleaned up, I'll get the camera in there. And I don't think we have to worry about the bottom of the machine rusting out anytime soon. Holy cow. I think I emptied half that filter on the machine. You can see. Yeah. Made a heck of a mess. Yeah, a little bit of it hit the bucket. That's good. We're gonna have to spray some degreaser in there. All right, let's grab the new filter. Okay, here's the new one. This is the one that was the most expensive. This one was like, see, $90 for this filter. I thought it said you only got to change it every 500 hours, so I guess it ain't the end of the world, but they're pretty proud of it. It does at least say made in the USA, so it's got that going for them. I rub a little oil on the seal and I set the camera back up. Okay, that's in there. Got the new filter in. We got, excuse me, got a fuel filter here. And we got a fuel filter on the door. So I guess we'll do the one on the door first. I'm gonna clean up this oil mess and I'll bring you back when I'm ready to do the filters. Okay, I got that mess cleaned up. Here's the next filter we're gonna do. It looks like it just screws on. It's got a water sensor at the bottom of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this one off. And this one's got a little pumper on top to fill it. I always just dumped diesel in my filters and put it on. I was watching a video a while back that said you're not supposed to do that because it's unfiltered fuel you're getting on the filtered side of the filter. So I don't know, I guess we'll pump this one. The one up top's a pretty big filter. We might just fill that. The transfer tank on my truck, I've got 2 filters on that, so maybe if I just pump it right out of the tank through those filters, I would think it'd be okay. But this one's got the little pumper, so we're gonna try that. Okay, I think that's messed up. According to the book, it's just supposed to unscrew and screw into the new filter. So something's wrong with that. Until then, I'm gonna go ahead and start bleeding this one. It says to back this out, which I did, and then start pumping until fuel comes out. Once again, exciting content on working with Mike. Get to watch me pump a fuel filter. Alright, apparently this is going to take a while, so I'll go ahead and put this down and see if I can get this pumped up the rest. Okay, we got that one filled up. The fuel started squirting out of there, and I tightened that up. And we got this fuel filter yet. And looking in the book, it says not to fill this one either, that we're going to undo this bleed screw, and we got to use that hand pump and pump that thing full of fuel, which doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the dirt off, and we'll get this filter out of here. Tell you what, so far this machine's been pretty easy to service. They got all the filters up where you can get to them. Nothing real crazy or having to work around, so far no complaints about it. After this, we'll fill the final drives up with oil. And looking at my engine oil from UPS, they've got it on weather delay, so who knows when I'll see that. It's actually in my town. It's about 10 minutes down the road, and it's sunny degrees. It's sunny and about 55 degrees outside. We had snow and ice last week, but that's all gone. And they're saying it's weather delay, so I don't know. We'll see. All right, and we'll screw this one on and pump it up. Okay, it's the next day. I got just sidetracked yesterday. I had to take care of some things, so I had to stop on the fuel filters. I did get the one fuel filter in. I got this one on. It was pretty much the same as the one on the door. Just had to screw it on, and it has this little bleeder. I had to pump that little pumper here about 1,000,000 times to fill this filter up and get all the air out of it, but I got it on. I'm still waiting on the engine oil. This is day 3 since I've ordered it. It was supposed to be here yesterday. Nice sunny 50-degree day. UPS had it about 2 miles from my house and said it was under significant weather delay. So I checked the tracking a little bit ago, and they said it was on the truck and going to be delivered today. So hopefully that comes today. I'm still kind of hesitant on draining the engine oil till it gets here, but we can fill the final drives up, and I got the belly pans I got to screw back on. So I guess we'll get that done and see what time it is, and hopefully UPS is here with our engine oil. So I guess we'll get the final drives filled up now, and then we wait. Okay. And that one's starting to run out. We'll let that sit too. This one, let's see. They used a hair more. I can see the oil level going down in there though. Let's check that other side again. It's still up at the top. I think we'll be all right. Okay, we got the final drives done. The only thing we have left to do now is change the engine oil, which I'm still waiting on. I sure wish someone local had it, but no such luck. I even checked again today because I was just going to run and get some, and then whatever's I had to order online, I'll just keep in stock, but no one has it yet. So we're pretty much just waiting on UPS now. In the meantime, I'm gonna go along. I got to put the belly pans back on from when we hosed it out the other day. And then I usually go around, I'm gonna grease the whole machine, all the fittings. And I usually go around and clean all these areas up where I got old pin grease and stuff in there. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine is having grease all over the machine. So I usually take some paper towels and wipe all that down. Keep it looking good. You know, we spent a lot of money on this machine. I like to take care of it and keep it looking nice. So we'll go ahead and do that too. And I don't know, I have in the past, since I washed the whole thing before I brought it in, I got some spray wax. I usually spray wax the panels too. I don't know, it don't make a difference, but shines it up a little bit, keeps it looking new. So get a little time. I might do that as well. We'll see. So I guess I'll bring you back when I get some engine oil. Hey guys, in the interest of time, I'm going to split this video into 2 parts. So stay tuned for the next video. What I thought was going to be just an oil change turned out to be a bit of a problem. The machine wouldn't start and we had to chase an electrical problem. It turned to be quite a pain to fix. So stay tuned for the next video and see what's going on. Thanks again for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll catch you next time.